Okay, this is a math lesson for Leslie and Kamani and anyone else who's having trouble with the Zoom meetings. If you can't hear or you just can't get on the meeting. So I just don't want you students to be falling further behind. So I figured I would give you this lesson to show you what we've been working on. We're working on multiplying 2, 3, and 4-digit numbers by 1-digit numbers. For example, solving a problem like 62 times 8, something like that. And I'm going to show you 3 different strategies that you can use to solve this problem, okay? First one we've been working on, this is called the distributive property, okay? And what the distributive property tells us is that you can take this problem, 62 times 8, you can split 62 into 60 and 2. It's 2 parts. And you can multiply each part by the other factor. So 62 times 8, you can go 60 times 8 and 2 times 8. And then this number's in expanded form now. Remember expanded form, we split a number into its parts. That's what that is. Then we make a special type of area model. We call this the box. So this strategy, you might hear me call it the distributive property or the box. Let's focus this a little bit. Yeah, that's better. And so in the area model, known as the box, you put one factor as the width and then the other factor as the length. We'll make 62 the length, but we're going to make it in its expanded form. Now we can multiply each part by 8. You see this section here, we got 60 times 8. In this section here, we got 2 times 8. So let's start with 60 times 8. Well, you know the basic fact is 6 times 8 is 48. And since it's 60 times 8, there's a 0 here, we put a 0 here, right? So 60 times 8 is 480. And then 2 times 8, of course, is 16. And now the next step, you have these two products, 480 and 16. Now we need to add them together. The thinking is, see up here, we took the problem, we split it apart. Well, now we need to put it back together. So 0 plus 6 is 6. 8 plus 1 is 9. And then 4 plus 0 is 4. So 62 times 8 is 496. So that's called the distributive property. You take the multi-digit factor and you split it into parts. And then you take the other one and you'd multiply each part by the other factor. Okay? So let's do another one. Let's do a distributive property with let's do a 3-digit times a 1-digit. So let's say we have 743 times 6. 743 times 6. Well, first of all, let's take the 743 and let's distribute it, right? Let's split it up. 700 times 6 plus 40 times 6 plus 3 times 6. And then let's set up our area model. Again, we call it the box. So we've got the width is 6 and the length is 743, but we split it up into its parts, 740 and 3. And then we multiply each part by 6, right? 700 times 6, 40 times 6, 3 times 6. Well, let's start with 700 times 6. Again, use the basic fact. Use 7 times 6. We know that's 42. But since we're actually multiplying by a multiple of 100, 2 zeros here means 2 zeros added on here. So 700 times 6 is 4,200. Let's do 40 times 6. Again, let's use the basic fact. 4 times 6 is 24. But since it's 40 times 6, we got a 0 here. We need a 0 here. And then 3 times 6, the basic fact is 18. And then like in the other one, now we need to put all the parts back together. 4,200. I'm going to add 240 to that. That's 4,440. And then add 18. And it's 4,458. So 743 times 6 is 4,458. So that is one multiplication strategy. And this can work also for a 4-digit number times a 1-digit number. Again, it's the same steps that you take. You split it up into its parts. You distribute it is what we're doing. And then you make our area model, also called the box, and we multiply each part by the other factor. And then when we find these three products, we add them together. Remember, we took it apart here, so now we're putting it back together here. Then you have your product. So that's called the distributive property. I'm going to show you a couple other videos with a couple of other strategies for the multiplying like this. And if you need to, come back to this video and watch it again. If you kind of missed something I said, don't be scared. Watch it over and over again until you get all the points that you need to get. All right? So be on the lookout for assignments with this type of work in Seesaw. And also be watching for more videos where I show you the other strategies for multiplying. All right.